Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us to our Monday connection. And hopefully you have a chance to revisit the previous classes because, sometimes it's like as the year starting, we go through the story, but the story is really the story of us that clothed or is addressed within the Torah, within a biblical story that people call it the biblical story. For us, for people who study Kabbalah, it's simply a guiding book, a direction book, secret book, right? That you have to decipher. You work a little bit harder to decipher a lesson that is obviously concealed within a story. And obviously it's not just a metaphor, but definitely a beautiful tools that we can use in our life. Something that was established, some of us coming up with there's a lot of self-help techniques today. If you read these and if you break it down, the secrets, that's the best way, that's the best tools. That is not just self-help, it's a collective help. These tools that we're using, every time you're using them, you totally awaken light in the entire world, not just for yourself. Unlike, when someone doing something for himself or repetition of some kind of a mantra, that's good. That's great. What are we connecting here with the secrets of that revealed right now with the help of this, the Kabbalists. It's awakened so much light in the world, way more than what you can do in just a mind control way or mantra control way. So every time we study this, we reveal more light in the world and in our life. This week, as I said before, we are in the weeks, few stories about Abraham, which is Abraham is not an individual, but it's the root of who we are, of where you came from. What triggering you? What can be trigger for you? What can you use as a mechanism, or what better for you not to use as a mechanism to live life or a system to live by? So therefore, we're teaching the system of Abraham, which is the father of all spiritual knowledge that was coming and channeling down to this world, thousands of years ago. This we call Chayei Sarah, the portion name after the Sarah. Sarah is the wife of Abraham, which is the Sarah, the matriarch, a huge channel for this world. Now, again, those of you who read and understand that, it speaks about the whole portion the whole story called Chayei Sarah, the life of Sarah. But really, it's just two sentences about Sarah, and the rest nothing to do with her. Right? It's just two sentences. Vayu Chayei Sarah, and the life of Sarah was 127 years. Elu Chayei Sarah, that's it. And Sarah died, and that's it. I'm telling you, this 2 lines, which is interesting, right? The whole reading. Don't even speak about her and the name of that. To indicate that sometimes it's not that your name need to be written everywhere. It's not that it's, that you have to be all the story about you, right? Again, sometimes, we have to awaken for ourselves that ability to be concealed a little bit within the story, within how you tell a story about yourself, or story about what you've done, or sharing an experience. It doesn't mean that you have to always make it about this, about you, about that type of energy, which indicate true humility of Sarah, which is that's what we all want to receive. So if you read the codes correctly, you see, when you're saying someone was 127 years old, when it comes to Sarah, it says completely the other way around. 7, 20, and 100. the small one first, to indicate those of us who make ourselves big in this world are really small, very small in the spiritual dimension. Those of us who are trying to make ourselves tremendous here in this world. What Sarah teaching us is a medicine for a medicine against death, against limitation. Really, this is like the potion of immortality, of endless life. How? Those of us who making ourselves small in this world are tremendously huge in the spiritual world, which means that's a true humility. And I say, it's very hard to see ourselves so small when we have a lot of money, or when we make big things, or when we have hundreds and hundreds of employees. It's very hard to make yourself small. So again, when you start talking about yourself, make sure that it's not all about you. Make sure that it's not just because of you. Insert in the talk, in the story about yourself, and how you're proud about what you've done, and how you did this, and how you did that, and how you were involved in that, and how you were involved in this. Make sure to take yourself a little bit more out of the equation. Because really, don't take yourself too serious, right? Sometimes otherwise, sometimes you can fall into rejecting others or being rejected. When you take yourself too serious, people don't want to sometimes be around that, right? So it's not all about you, and it's not all because of you, right? So please awaken that. And remind yourself this tool. Every time you tell about yourself, about what you've done, about what happened, try to take yourself as much as you can out of the equation. Make yourself small, meaning less engaged, less involved, and then so much more light can be revealed in that moment. We learn that when he says the life of Sarah, life in Chayei, it speaks about two lives. Chayei is actually, it's not one life, it's multiple life, which again, it's a longer conversation. I'm not going to get into it right now, but it's the same concept of what I spoke about right now. But another thing that is important to indicate here, when you say the word chayei, it's the same numerical value of the number 28. 28 is obviously two hands, yad and yad, which is two hands, which indicate koach, power. Each one of us have unharnessed pure power. Obviously, you wake up in the morning, you don't feel it so much. I gave an example earlier, but maybe that can register for you. You take electricity. Electricity, before it's entered to your house or entered to a device of sort, it's a pure energy. It's a very strong, raw, pure energy. So you take that pure energy and you put it in a device. Let's say, you charge your phone, right? So you take that pure energy and you use it. Now it's no longer pure. Now it's been clothed within that device. Now, if you take that device and it says, okay, I want to record the classes to share with people. So now that pure light, that pure energy, been used in a vehicle, in a clothing, we call it the clothing, a different way of sharing and helping others. You can also do that by, taking a pure energy, using it to a device that just spreading negativity, just saying how bad everything, blogging about everyone, evil tongue, right? So you can use the same pure energy, put it in a clothing or in a device that's been used to spread negativity. So what did you do? The energy, the power, it's not corrupting you. It's you corrupting the power. Power cannot be corrupted. Obviously, the pure power cannot be corrupted. But the vessel, meaning the device that you use, the clothing, the action that you use that energy for is corrupted, is impure, is negative. So here you have no way to harness that totally. So you're using fraction of it because, again, there's some kind of a security not to allow it to be used. But what is the gift that we received this week? The power, the pure energy that is being transmitted this week by the code name Sarah, which is not a person, obviously it's a code name, right? That when does the force, the power is rest upon you? When do you really are connected to that pure power? When you make yourself small in the story, in how you present yourself, then the power can be completely transmitted from you and on. This is a very important practice. This type of practice, it doesn't really, I can say to someone, hey, my friend, be pure, right? Be pure. I can tell people this is religion. Religion tell people, oh, you can't come to church or the synagogue. You have to be pure. Or when you pray, you shouldn't have any impure thoughts. That's coercion, right? You can tell me as many times as you want to be pure. Well, okay, so it doesn't really work. The specific way of action that I need to take, a specific purification that I need to do, so that force, that power will be flowing through me in an endless way. So this is what Sarah is teaching us, that code name, that code to the power that can flow through you, an endless power, pure power that needs to flow through you. Now, what is you? What is your power? There is a story that Abraham goes to a place, a city called Bnei Chet, the city of Chet, and he meets this guy, Ephron, his name is Ephron, and he wants to buy a piece of land to bury to have a place to bury his family, his wife, of course, but he wants for all his family to be buried there. Obviously, we're talking about what? What about the cave that where until today in Israel, it's in Hebron, there is the gate of Garden of Eden. It's a real place. It's a cave. Nobody know how far it goes, right? It's a little hole, and it's locked, right? And obviously there they say it's the entrance to Garden of Eden. All the souls coming in and out to this world from that place. So around that, right in that building, in that structure over there, it's a big building. There's Abraham, Sarah, Isaac, Jacob, beside Rachel that's not buried there, but all of them are the resting places there in that place. It's called the Cave of Machpelah. It's in Hebron. Before it was revealed, Abraham was, walking in that field, and then that cave was revealed to him, a tremendous light that was revealed to him in that particular location. And therefore he knew that's the place where I want to be buried, where I want my family to be buried. That land was owned by that person called Ephron. I hope that's clear. It's a little bit background of the story. Sometimes it's important so we can relate to it in our life as well. But I want to tell you another idea that I shared in the previous years, but every year you're learning much deeper, much different. Assuming there's a couple of ideas. One, imagine somebody sell you, let's say, many years ago, it gives you as a gift 100 bitcoins. Let's say many years ago, 15, 20 years ago, they give you take my friend, take 1,000 Bitcoin. I love you, my friend, right? I'm giving you the 1,000 Bitcoin. At the moment, it's okay. I remember when I came, after I traveled in different places in the world, I came to Tel Aviv, back to Israel, and my friend told me, I don't even remember how many Bitcoin he told me to buy in $50. And what can I do with that? You can only buy pizza with that, but keep it, right? I said, okay, that's very nice. Take the $50. I don't need anything. Again, today you're looking back, you see that person. If I would listen to this person, right? It seems like at the moment that I'm receiving something from him or buying something from him, it's invaluable. I mean, it's zero value. I cannot even measure the value on that. So what if, let's say, for example, you sold something to someone that is, okay, buy it, you want to buy that device, it's whatever, the watch, it's an old watch, cost me $20. The person keep it, and years later, happened to become worth millions. Imagine. What? So at the moment, it seems like worthless. It seems like nothing. But later on, right, you realize what you actually received. So now take that scenario, take that idea. Most of us depend on our current situation. We will go to that friend that we gave him 1,000 Bitcoin, and he says, hey, you remember who gave it to you? I'm in a tough place, Somehow it's gonna be, again, if sometime, we're not in touch with that individual, we start to hate that individual. How come we did? Look what I did for that person. Look, we're all gonna feel bad about it sometime. But really, what we want to connect here, it's to us. You are that seems like worthless human being at that particular moment. Don't fall into that. Sometimes we feel like, okay, we make ourselves worthless. Sometimes we're making ourselves like feeling bad or whatever it is, or feel disconnected. Don't fall to that moment. Don't buy into that story. Why? Because we are, again, today, maybe you don't see yourself this way. But when you start building consciousness, and when you start building that mechanism, and you start realizing that you are the entrance to Garden of Eden, to all the people of the world. But I don't see it. Also, Ephron didn't see it. Although the person that was having that land didn't see it. Why? Because only Avraham, only the person who have that merit, who have that ability to see it, because nothing to do with them, then they connected to this awesome power. So again, our ego is what prevents from us from seeing those forces, that power, that pure power within us, and makes us feel like we are worthless. Nothing happening, no influence. You can be as positive as you want, as many years as you can. Nothing happened. That's our ego. That's our negative side, convincing us. Very important. It's very nice because Abraham used like really good tools to convince Ephron to sell him that in like, again, let's put it this way. It's the most important real estate in the world. The most important real estate in the world. He sold it for probably, today, maybe $4,000. It's a huge land. Most important, imagine somebody sell you, the Eiffel Tower, wherever you are, or Freedom Tower land, or whatever it is in Manhattan, right? Maybe how they sold in a penny, in a quarter, they bought the whole America, right? It's like later on, everybody realized, what? How did it happen? How did we didn't know that that's what we buy, that's what we're selling, you know? Please don't sell yourself that cheap. Don't sell. Don't buy the story that they tell you that you are worthless, that you are nobody, that never gonna happen, or you missed the train, or that's it, you off of business world, or you off of this company and nobody gonna talk to you, or you off of this relationship, and all kind of nonsense. Remember, you buying into it, you concealing that light, you concealing your ability to become that opening for Garden of Eden, opening for life for so many people. I hope that's clear, but it's a beautiful consciousness to have, you know. The story continue about this cave, right? That Abraham comes by and he saw that light, and he knew nobody, if Ephron, if that owner will know that he have the entrance to Garden of Eden, he will charge him millions and millions. He will never gonna sell it. He will capitalize that for the rest of his generation. Up until today, it will be owned by him. But therefore, it's a beautiful lesson, because Abraham never told him anything about it. Abraham told him, listen, maybe you have a little piece of land. I want to bury my relatives. You know, you are such an important person, you know, and he makes him proud and tell him, listen, give me some, you know, whatever the money you want, I'll pay you. I need a little piece. He says, what is it? Give me something just for the documentation, you know, and take this land. You want that cave, this cave sitting there, take it. And then the whole town was praising Ephron and then he got so much ego because he did that action given to Abraham, obviously, but he didn't know what he gave. One, it is important to remember, sometime when that opening was revealed to you, when that piece of land was revealed to you, when that idea was revealed to you, when that product, when that system, when something was revealed to you, sometimes it's important not to tell anybody about it, everybody about it. Sometimes you have to watch yourself. Not everybody have pure desire for you to be successful. Not everybody will keep it down, right? Therefore, if Abraham will walk around and tell everybody, wow, the Garden of Eden is over here, can you get this guy to buy from me? Obviously what will happen? The deal won't happen. So sometimes most of us are using that as a talk to receive energy more than what we can receive from closing that or be quiet about it. So really watch yourself from people. You know, not everybody have the right intention, and not everybody know how to keep a secret. So again, that's why it's important that when you have something good, or let's say you're about to, that's why when someone, you know, let's say for example, if a couple get pregnant, you know, in the first 3 months, they don't tell anybody about it, right? You have to conceal it for a certain time. In the same way, right? We're not using our blessing to get some pride or some kind of benefit from others. Sometimes very important concept that Abraham is teaching us about it. Then the story continue into the story of Abraham want to find his son Isaac, his soulmate. So he take his Eliezer Eved Avraham. The Eliezer was the Avraham servant. And he told him, please go find not around here. I don't want someone from here. I want someone from these type of people, whatever it is, or this type of country, okay? Go find me someone from there, right? Obviously, the servant right away do whatever his master telling him to do. But it's not that simple. But why Abraham sent his loyal servant? And the loyal servant Eliezer had a big test. A big test. What was the test? First of all, it doesn't say the name Eliezer. It says Eved Avraham. He speaks about the loyal servant of Avraham. Doesn't even say his name. Right? Why? To indicate that he had a little pinch heart, meaning a little agenda. Why? Because Eliezer had a daughter, and deep inside of his heart, he wanted her to be with Isaac. So in a way, and then Abraham said him, no, I want someone from there. But in a way, hey, why don't you take my daughter? It's here, right? There was a test for Eliezer. To be a channel, even though you have an agenda, to remove your agenda, to stay channel, to be a channel to someone, to something, even though you have some kind of involvement or desire there. The hardest thing to do is to purify that, is to completely reduce my involvement into it, and do whatever my master tells me to go and serve as a channel. And obviously, he went and find Rebecca. That was the soulmate of Yitzchak. But what is the beautiful thing? How did he recognize that Rebecca was the one? He came to that city, and he came with his camels to give them some water. And he asked one of those girls, he asked Rebecca, he didn't know who, but he asked somebody, can I get some water? Can you give me some glass of water? And Rebecca, she gave him not just the pitcher, right, with the water. She said, don't worry, sit down, relax. I'm going to give water to all your camels over here. And she went and fed and drank and gave water to all the camels. What is the idea? This is what we want to look when we're looking for someone to be with, or someone to be our soulmate, or someone to be in relationship or intimate relationship with. What are you looking for? Right? What am I looking for? We know that the brother of Rebecca, his name is Lavan. So Eliezer telling Rebecca, I would like to introduce you to the son of my master. He said, okay, but you have to ask my brother first. He says, okay. He goes and gives her a bracelet, right? Like a gold chain or whatever it is, like gold and shiny, whatever. Here is a gift. Give it to your brother. As soon as her brother Lavan saw it, he says, Lavan ran to Eliezer. Yes, bring it to the house, open the house, and he starts getting interested in, tell me about your master. Tell me, what does he have? Where does he live? Tell me about his son, how much money he have. He was focusing only on what's shiny. And he was running into Eliezer for that. Why? Most of us, when we're choosing or when we want to be with somebody, you want to be with someone famous, someone with glory, someone with a lot of money, someone with a lot of validation about who they are, someone that is so rich. That's what you ask someone, who do you want to be with? Good looking, shiny, right? Lavan was just focusing on how much money that they have. He didn't even think about his sister. Nothing of the story mentioned that he really cared about the sister. He was just interested in like, oh, wow, that's a great family to marry. We're going to have a lot of money from them. What is Eliezer got instruction by Abraham to look for in an individual? Added value. What is the added value of that individual? It's a woman, or it's a man, or it's your partner. It doesn't matter that. What matters is always looking for something that someone else will never look, which means everybody looking how pretty they are, where they're coming from. Is it a good parent? Is it a good education? Does they have a career? Do they have some kind of like saving? Eliezer was instructed to look for added value, which means Rebecca had what we call the extra mile. He asked her for a little more water. She gave him the whole pitcher. He didn't ask for anything. She went and gave water to all the camels, regardless of who he is. He's a stranger. She didn't know he come to this, but that separates her from the rest. And this is what you want to look for, right? What separates you from the rest? What separates that person that you want to be with from the rest? Oh, they have blue eyes. Oh, yeah, great. They have muscles. Or they have like a good car, right? Or they know how to talk. Added value, something that set them off completely from the rest. That is because Lavan, her brother, represent exactly all of us. You go online, what are you looking for? She have this, he have this, he have this, he have this, he have that, all kind of story. But you can't see the added value. You can't see what set them completely different from everyone. And that is something that you want to look for and also be that person. Couple more things that are beautiful thing. It says when Rebecca came and saw Yitzchak, Isaac, he married her right away, and then he loved her. Now again, it's arranged marriage, right? Even that today, when we have like an arranged marriage, they still meet each other, talking and this and that. Here it tells you, he saw her, he married her, then he loved her. What is the idea? Most of us trying to get, if we are in relationship or in friendship, we don't want to move until we have the best or the most amount of love to that individual. No, love is something that is a muscle. It's grows, it's developed, it's tearing and building, tearing and building. That's what love is. Many of us are not going to move until I love it, or love at first sight. Okay, and then we're falling out of love, right? We're falling in love, and then we're falling out of love the same way. So don't be hooked into that idea. Think about a muscle that you tear and you rebuild. You tear and you rebuild. That's what love is. So again, I'm not saying to you marry somebody, but obviously if you have what we learn here, few basic added value of the individual, basic love, basic care, basic, structure or basic communication with each other, then love is being developed. Love will be grown into that. Again, it's very important because sometimes you see people waiting until they completely love. And then when they get married or they're being together, and then they're falling out of this love, their love is dying. Don't think this way. Another beautiful part in this week, it says that Abraham gave everything to Yitzchak, to Isaac, and to the Pilagshim, to the Pilagshot, to the rest of the people of his house. He sent them with gifts around the world, that's what indicates for us, and the Zohar speaks about it, that within that verse, this is where Isaac received all the wisdom of Kabbalah. He gave over all what the Creator infused with Abraham, the wisdom about all the different wisdoms of the world, physics and math and all the wisdom that given to Abraham, and he transferred that to Yitzchak. But when we say he gave matanot, he gave gifts for the rest of the children. He sent all kind of all these different family members to different places in the world, to the east, to the west, and that's why you can find so much similarity into the wisdom of Kabbalah in many different practices, in self-help and in Hinduism and in Buddhism and in the Indian and all of that. You can find similarity in everything that is so connected, because this is the core. Kabbalah is the core of what we receive from Abraham to Yitzchak and so forth. And everybody else need to be, they meant to share this wisdom. So obviously when you realize that, you see that's where it came from this week. You know, if you're interested, you can go dive a little bit deeper and see the beautiful part of that. And the last thing is, it says, Ve'avraham ba bayamim, and the days of Abraham came closer, meaning he about to die, to leave this world. Hashem berechet Avraham bakol, and he gave him everything. He blessed him with everything. Now again, it's a longer conversation, but it speaks about Avraham zaken ba bayamim. He says that the days of Abraham, each one of the days before Abraham left this world in this week, every day came in front of the Creator. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, every day, and shown exactly what Abraham did in that day, what type of light he revealed in that day, what type of revelation he awakened in that day. And this is exactly what you want to learn for your days. Every single day, my friend, comes equipped with all the blessing that you need. Every single day, for that particular day. But let's say today I was tired, late starts, I was lazy, I'm depressed. What happened to those gifts? What happened to that revelation? What happened to the idea that was funneling today? But you are so busy with your ego and how important you are that you weren't disconnected from that day. In the end of the days, this day come and embarrassed. Wow, he was only busy with himself. He didn't want to reveal those gifts. That day stayed turned off. Meaning all the days that you haven't revealed the light that you meant to reveal, the revelation, the energy, the power, the purity that you meant to reveal in that day, the day stayed dormant. That day cannot be used as a stair. So imagine you have 10 stairs to climb up. Few of them are missing. So you have a gap. Each day is like a stair. So let's say you have 365 stairs every year, right? To climb up, right? Imagine you skipping 10, 20 days, right? How are you going to close that gap? So you get stuck, meaning it's just a metaphoric way of seeing that all those days are building blocks, my friend. Every day, stay tuned. Every day there's a light, not just Monday. Oh, take this wisdom and use it every day of this week. But be aware every day that those days meant to elevate you, be a stair, be a step for you forward. It's beautiful to share with you. You know, we shared few more, but again, please share this, use it, and spread this wisdom as much as you can. Thank you so much.